I just figured, man, we could just figure
Yo,
first. We may let's give it about a 30, 45 seconds. So let's just process and just for silence of the fallen episode 5 before we
God
get into it.
damn. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna start about here. Okay, here we go.
That was wild.
All right. I mean, whatever the episode title is, you join us because we're talking about X-Men episode 5, and
Fuck
while
that.
it started off on some, I'm not sure what's happening stuff. I got a list here, but man, with the end of that episode was pretty
Pretty wild. Pretty somber there. So let's just start off with calling the thing a thing. From the outset of it, they are really trying to drive this whole relationship angle from all levels. Like they just really want this fucking drama. Like, is that the only kind of adult drama we can latch onto? Is shitty ass relationship type drama?
So okay. The Wolverine and Jean kiss is completely unnecessary because while she's confused about whatever she's got going on, which is completely understandable, you just got found out you're held hostage in a coma and you're a fucking clone. I
Yeah.
get it, but you don't have no business kissing Wolverine when you know that your heart is where your heart's supposed to a degree. She know where the relationship is. Was she telling my dude a story about how his eyes kept you from leaving for the explore the universe? You don't turn around and kiss this man as a constellation prize because you confused. It's fucked up.
My thing is, I gotta take myself back when I critique this, because I'm just like you. I'm saying, like, what the fuck is all this? But like, I take myself back and think, like, I'm not critiquing what a person did. I'm critiquing what a person wrote. And that's why I keep going back to, like, is this the only thing? Because y'all aren't even being subtle about this. Like, as soon as I see Wolverine on screen by himself, I'm thinking either Morse fucking with him or it's about to be some Gene action.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's the only time I ever see him. The only time I ever see Beast is to move a plot point.
Yeah. He's either researching something or he's a smart guy talking. That's it.
But anytime you hear him talk, it's about something that's important to, like, a B plot, or it's like a foreshadowing event for something later on. They use him as that specific vehicle. I'm like, okay, that's cool. At least he has a specific function. But Wolverine doesn't even have that. You are literally there just to drum up the fucking drama that we as fans already know. And newsflash, it was squicky back then. Like, it was weird because we all knew Gene and fucking Scott were gonna get, like, we knew that. We knew the history. Like, it's one of the few things that's, like, set in stone. Like, we know it. It's like the whole, like, Lois Lane Superman thing. Like, get over it. So, like, you trying to, like, keep engineering this thing, and then the whole, like, let's jump into it. What the fuck is up with fuckboy Scott Summers? Like, I get it. I understand as an adult the whole situation that's going on.
So
But
okay.
it doesn't make it. It still doesn't make no sense, especially from Scott's point of view. This is extremely ham-fisted. None of this makes any sense.
So when it comes to the Madeline Pryor Scott Summers thing, with them sharing the experience of that child together, I can understand them wanting to have conversations about that child. Yes.
Yeah.
I get that. I get the astral contact just to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the fuckboy
but
thing, nah.
but um the full blown just affair thing.
Because he was confused when real Gene showed up.
Yeah. So that's not. So he needs to be going through the same thing on top of missing a child. He does that
And
confused.
on,
But
and,
and then that's so now it makes sense of why they fucking had Jean kissing fucking Wolverine for her to walk in on fucking Scott. It didn't mean it. Madeline and Scott could have been talking, and they could have been talking about Nathan, and it could have been cool, and I would have understood that conversation, and and if Gene came in and saw it, being upset, he could have explained it up to a degree. Look, we're talking about Nathan, we miss him. I get it, but the
okay,
kissing,
I gotta lay
ugh.
this. I gotta lay this out front to get ahead of it because um I have been a Scott Summers fan for a long time. I'm mostly an
My
overall
son's
fan
middle
of
name is Scott because of Scott Summers.
like I'm mostly an overall fan of him. Because of his tenure with the X-Men and his general like his general purpose, his general hope for the X-Men. He's a
Yeah.
dope character. He's had some ups, he's had some really bad downs. He is not
But
my favorite X.
but
Yeah,
I feel the same way. And overall, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, and overall, like you said, ups and downs. But you look at Scott. Scott's that tried and true. We need to pull together, he's going. If we need a little bit of encouragement, he's going to be that fucking dude. Like what they're doing
exactly.
to these characters,
So like
it
when you
hurts their
start,
fucking.
well,
Oh
not even that. Like whenever you write a character outside of that, because even in X-Men Evolution, which is high school Scott, he is a stick in the mud. He is by the rules. He is painfully straight laced. So for him to even do this makes like on a base level makes no sense. Like I get it. Like strange incidents make strange actions. I get it. I have done some weird out of pocket stuff in my life. But this is crazy.
it's a little much when the ending of the episode was. And before we get right back into the ending of the episode, I want to it's poor. I hate the writing on it because it's wasted time and wasted screen. It's wasted screen time where you could do more important. We could have seen more of what was going on in Genosha before, for what happened. We could have seen what was going on with, a flashback to, what was going on at some other
You know
time, or
what?
just anything, or the building or whatever. But we didn't need the Wolverine kissing. We didn't need the Madeline Prime kissing. We
I'm
didn't
gonna
need
pull I'm gonna pull the
Jubilee
Wolverine part
rubbing her.
here. Or not the
Oh
Wolverine,
man.
the art part here for a minute. In my opinion, what they could have done during the whole talking heads thing where they're up in the window, what they could have done is done an extended scene to show us all of Genosha, to make us care more about this beautiful city that just got fucking wrecked.
They
Because
literally only talked about it like once or twice in a few episodes with no context. Then they give us a snippet of it in the beginning, show us this bullshit, and then show us a party and then destruction.
the worst part about the whole thing is I know nothing about Genosha looking at this, except that there are like 4 or 5 kid mutants. The same 4 or 5 in just about every shot that live here. That's it. Else it just looks like a mix of Wakanda and downtown LA. Like
Yes.
it's technologically inspired. It's a bunch of AI generated fucking modern techno paradise mixed with like modern like cityscape. That's literally all it is. And it didn't feel populated in the few snippets we got of it. Which, newsflash, I'm an artist. It's not hard to fake that kind of stuff. Like
Uh,
a picture's worth 1,000 words, and we have programs that will lie to you. Like I don't understand like the setup for that. The fight scenes were amazing. Like
So my note for that was Gambit spin move. Cause this motherfucker did on that bike did some shit with them cars, and then when he came in on that Sentinel head and fucking wrecked shit, that motherfucker was smooth. And on top of that, using his ability to say, "Hey, look, whatever I touch, I can blow up." Oh,
I would have liked to have gotten more of Gambit though. Like he's one of the few. Like if we're being honest, he is my favorite mutant. I've like Gambit was my first favorite X-Men and will remain so. He was the first X-Men I drew, or first of the X-Men that I drew, and I always loved it. Anyway, so I was excited to see him like when he showed up with the staff. I was like, let's go. I hope this ain't the end of him. I really like, even though it's like he's dead in the thing, like that would be really kind of hoish. Also, I gotta address it now. Just so I can get ahead of it, but like make my prediction or you know whatever. But I really hope that this isn't the start of that weird ass trope of killing off everybody we recognize in the main cast to cash onto that nostalgia and give us some bullshit and then kill them all off.
Cause look, I'm not gonna lie, but you said it at the beginning of the episode. You said there's got to be a reason they're showing these mutants. There's got to be a reason why they're showing these particular ones over and over, and then we see them slowly running through and slowly doing this, and then we see them perish, you know. And so, and you said it, and so then I got it in my notes too. So obviously, R.I.P. Banshee, Callisto, Magneto, Morlocks. So a lot of them go down. I can't name them all, but I'll Google a list and make sure it's in the description. So rip to all of them.
Hell yeah!
We got to see a glimpse of Cable, which was really really cool. He said "mom" to Jean.
Or no, that was Madeline.
That was Madeline. Oh, that's right. Madeline's in Genosha. Okay.
Yeah.
See, even I'm confused. So Scott, I get it, but not the kissing. Not the kissing.
Nah.
I get the other stuff, but not the kiss. Okay, cool. So that was dope.
Which was crazy because the scene confused me at first because that scene between Scott and Madeline I thought was Jean, which was like, okay. She said, "Tell me about Nathan."
It seemed like a conversation. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, tell me about Nathan. She had Nathan, not Jean. So what is there's some confusion here about that because like that line was weird. At least to me. Getting like, if y'all know more about it, then tell me. But from the words she said, "Tell me about Nathan."
Yes.
I'm like, she would know. She had the kid. Jean didn't know.
Let's see. I also got. Let's see. You had Nightcrawler pitter pattering around. Puffing the smoke everywhere, throwing it. Getting pet like a dog.
Yeah, that was weird to me. That was weird. Like his whole demeanor was kind of like. Don't get me wrong, I love Nightcrawler too. Big fan of his character. It was kind of like. It was out of character. It was like just he didn't seem like that. Once again, they're banking on our nostalgia for these characters. But then they show up and they do not act like they have a rapport with these characters. Like, I don't know.
We both did dig the the older German voice Nightcrawler.
Yeah, definitely.
That voice actor, that he put his whole foot in that.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. Other than that, like I love the animation on Nightcrawler. I love the way he looks. I love that motion for him.
I like seeing it. I did feel like it was too much after a while because I don't even see him poofing like that in the comics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
he's chilling.
It seemed just weird because he's definitely more of he's a prankster a little bit, like more than a little bit, but like he's definitely more laid back than that, which is weird for me. And there's a small scene where like he snags an apple and the dude like pets him, and I'm like, that was just weird to me.
Very, very weird. Oh yeah,
But
we all mutants, but at the same time, I'm a grown ass man, dog. You're not gonna pat me on my head, because I mean,
and
what the fuck?
in particular, with all the stuff that was happening, like with him in particular, it just seemed weird to me. It just stuck out. But you know, it is what it is. I'm willing to let that be just a sketch thing.
Nah, no, it's not just not just a sketch thing. It's the same thing too. When I saw his character, it was excited to see him. I got my few poofs. Okay, everyone knows what Nightcrawler does. He poofs around. But then
Yeah,
it was just crazy. It was just all over the place. And it's like, hey, look, we need to fill in some time. Let's poof. And then with I'm not gonna lie, the throwing of the apple was cool. Okay, I like seeing what people do with tails. Okay, I get it. But the pet on the head, weird. The tour, cool, but the poofing,
it just veered monkey to me, and it just that's basically what it was. It the whole scene veered like pet monkey to me.
yeah, I didn't like that. I don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. They
It
don't need to do him like that. They need to
he
stop
was
doing
just
Wolverine like that.
he was super excited and all over them, and I get it if you're that kind of person, but like with everything else, it just read wrong.
It watched wrong too, because I felt a certain type of way
Okay.
watching.
But yeah, not to put any racial context or anything like that. It seemed weird. The personification on him was weird.
Overall, again, I do the animation. The animation in its entirety is really good. The animation for that last 6-7 minutes with the fighting was
Oh my god,
beautiful. If the fight scenes are like that for the rest of the series, like that's enough of a watch.
I noticed it when Rogue got off the plane, in the earlier in the episode. If they keep shooting this TV show like a fucking anime, then they'll end up winning just by default.
Yeah, because it'll be the cool thing. It'll be the coolest thing to watch. It's an overall solid story with bullshit on the side. But
Yeah,
when you get to the fights, man,
and that's where it's gonna.
and we only got bigger fights coming. And now that was against Sentinels. We haven't even seen real mutant against mutant fights.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Crazy.
But like I said about last episode, it was a decent episode. I won't call it good because there's just some weird stuff. They starting to like kind of color out of the lines a little bit. I'm trying to see the vision. I'm trying to see it, but like it just looks like some odd, arbitrary choices for right now. But I'm willing to see where it goes. They haven't betrayed my trust yet, so I'm willing to see where this goes.
Okay, same. Again, we're episode 5 of what I think is going to be a 12 or 13 episode season.
Before I forget, I did want to mention I kept seeing that bit with Madeline and Genosha and everything going on between Rogue and all and Scott and everything. I don't know what, but it made me think that like Emma was fucking around.
You said that because she ain't gonna lie too, man. They show her a few times. She was looking a little bit smirky. Like
I know she saw that bit with Madeline prior.
Yeah, she said mind wandering. I was like, oh, you petty bitch. Ooh,
yeah, messy. These bitches are just messy, bro. But
I love it.
But yeah, I don't know why I had that sneaking suspicion, because Madeline kept getting she kept taking those fucking mind bullets to the dome, and I was like, is somebody trying to tell her something? Is she breaking through? Is like her fucking phoenix sense tingling or some shit? I think
that may have been. You think maybe they've been Cable trying to contact them,
or her reacting to him.
That could be it. That could
be him
too.
or some shit like that. It could be a number of things, but it was just it was very like noticeable to me. But I'm hoping it's some weird shit. But like I said, that Scott stuff that came out of nowhere.
The best thing about it, man, is it's Tuesday now, so tomorrow we get to see next. So that's great.
Oh man.
So again, this is episode 5. So a new thing I want to do at the end of our whenever we watch something like together and stuff like that. So episodic, and then so what is a final episode? I mean, final rating. We saw it. we got tomorrow coming. What do you rate this episode out of 10?
Out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 5.
5
Let me
out
get
of 10?
5 out of 10. The 5 being the positive 5 being the fight scenes and the animation and
-5.
the well more positive the way they're shooting they have these shots. If you keep going, you win by default. On the negative side, stop with the weird choices, man. You know how to write these characters.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's get some real story going on here. Let's get some actual effort. Don't smoke and mirrors us.
Okay. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I'm gonna give it my basis on overall episode choice of storyline of 4 because we don't need them making powerful characters look the way that they look. That they've been doing Gambit dirty, they've been doing Wolverine dirty, they've been doing. I mean, they made up for Gambit today. They say, "Oh, I'm a simp, but
they
I ain't
killed
about to take no shit." Yeah, okay. So we're not gonna do. They've been doing a lot of characters dirty in lieu of this pitching romance about everything. They want people to say, "Oh, you can at least come for the love story." So,
yeah.
but the last little bit of this episode, man, that's 2 points on its own. So that's my 6 out of 10. We got tomorrow that we're gonna watch, and so we'll probably watch together tomorrow, and then go ahead. Shit, we'll watch here at the house. You're actually coming over tomorrow for a game night, so we'll watch over
Hell
there
yeah.
tomorrow, and then we'll go from there, and we'll just see how it is. That said, X-Men, boom, boom, boom. How about recently Sketch ventured road trip and all that junk. Sketch ventured out to Texas and was Eclipse in the Eclipse. So he's hasn't no powers yet, but it's only been a while, and everyone knows it takes a little stuff for stuff to manifest. But until then, how I need to know how that experience was, the wave and how it felt. I know you can't look directly at it, but I know like y'all had contraptions or.
So what's crazy is one of our friends bought the Eclipse shades from the last Eclipse.
Oh, okay.
So we was actually able to look directly at it and shit. And it was pretty excuse me, burp. It was pretty fucking tough. So whenever the eclipse happens, you obviously just like in the sky, you see the moon cover up the sun, everything like that. But what they don't tell you is like the animals start acting funny and shit.
Yo.
So like the birds bed down, they shut the fuck up. The crickets start chirping. If you're outside, colors start getting muted and shit like that. Like it looks like somebody turned the tent down, or it actually looks like somebody turned the brightness down and turned the tent up on the TV for all you old heads out there. But it was crazy. Like because it was weird because it was dark, but it wasn't dark at the same time. And as the sun as the moon started covering more and more of the sun, it started to produce these like weird shadow snakes on the ground.
Oh.
And they were everywhere. One of my friends had a little special tarp out. They put on the ground and we could actually see them and stuff.
Well, demons trying to escape like Supernatural.
Right? We were watching the sky, and we could see flights from people nearby in Texas taking the eclipse flights. Gotta say,
eclipse flights.
Yeah. Oh, they were charging stupid amounts of money. I heard.
So you got to fly what in the air during it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't imagine because I know it was expensive and they probably had a phenomenal time up there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I can imagine stuff like that. It ain't a submarine. That's a cool thing.
I was in the middle of Texas in these like rolling hills, and what's crazy is it was supposed to rain everywhere around us except for. Actually, the bullshit was we picked the spot for the eclipse. Then we found out it was supposed to rain, so there was only this little spot in Kansas where you could see it. And like, we're not driving all the way. We came here specifically for it. This would be a good spot. And then right as the eclipse happened, everything cleared up, and just above where we were, the house we were staying in, it just blew the clouds away. Like there was like a mile wide fucking hole in the clouds where you could see the shit.
That's really fucking cool.
It was perfect. Also, it kind of creeped me out a little bit because I look up with my eclipse glasses. I'm like, that is the Heroes logo. That scares me.
You know they're remaking that, right? Reboot's coming.
Really? Okay.
I'm
down for that.
I sent you a bunch of shit. Matter of fact, let me go double check before we move on. Before we end this episode, I know I sent you a bunch of random stuff. Oh, pretty soon we're gonna be doing a Japanese live action Saturday morning cartoon thing.
I have so much to say about that.
Transformers G.I. Joe movies happening. We're gonna save this for the next episode. You coming over tomorrow? We're probably gonna bullshit record tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
So before that though, we can't. It ain't biting if I see that everybody does this. So having a question. No one got the trademark or asking the question. But I follow a lot of really cool people on Twitter. So yeah, I see a lot of like these questions and shit like that. So what I'm gonna also try to do whenever I remember to. I happened to see this one and I thought about you. I was like, I can't wait for us to have like a little bit downtown episode so I can ask this question. All right. So this episode's question: what is a fictional character's death that you have not gotten over?
Ooh, man, why would you do this right now?
Okay, so I'll go first while you think.
Okay.
Because I've had time to think about it. Mine currently is a character in Smallville. I want to say her double check name's Alicia Baker. Smallville. Yes, Alicia Baker in Smallville. She was played by Sarah Carter. She's a Canadian actress or whatever, but she was the first girl that Clark was able to be open with about his powers and not have to hide about it because she had powers too because of the meteorites and stuff like that. And then literally a couple episodes of Ben Happy, she fucking gets killed, and then he goes on to with Lana and all and having to deal with that shit. But that's the first one that came to my mind because I just had a conversation about Smallville with that one, so it's still kind of fresh to me. But that's currently mine.
Okay. For me, it's Kikucho from Samurai 7.
Ooh.
Specifically the anime. Although I love the old film as well, and I love Magnificent Seven too. But specifically from the anime, anybody who knows me knows I mostly hate Joe characters. I cannot stand them.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand that characters that are just made to be a buffoon with like no redeeming qualities or no like. I can't stand that. That being said, that's what I thought Kikucho was in the very beginning. He slowly grew on me, and when I already knew his backstory from the original Seven Samurai, but I treat the anime as a new thing because it's an adaptation. So he grew on me, and when I learned his story, it made me like him that much more. Okay. Because he was basically he was a farmer that his village was being constantly picked on and raided by bandits and shit like that. So he sold off his body to get like to basically become like a machine samurai, like a cyborg samurai.
Okay.
And then forged like samurai pedigree to be seen as a samurai, and tried to raise money for his village and defend his village.
Okay.
He dies at the end of Samurai. Spoiler alert for anybody who's not watching. Which, I mean, what are you doing? But he dies at the end.
What, 12 years, 11 years?
Yeah, yeah, about 15 years. But
yeah,
yeah, exactly. So he dies at the end, defending Kana Village. This is after he's become a true samurai, because in the middle of the anime, everybody finds out that he's not a real samurai. Goes off on a rampage and tantrum, whatever, because he's literally a teenager in the body of like an adult cyborg, huge samurai, taller than every other person. So they find out, he gets his courage, comes back, and is like the head samurai of that group names him like, you are a true samurai now, and he does like samurai shit. He fucking cuts a Nobuseri in half. They're like huge Gundams, whatever. He dies at the end, defending the village. The way he dies, there's this huge airship that is bearing straight for this tiny ass village. Like when I say massive, it's like a starship from Star Wars.
Okay.
He stops this motherfucker with his bare hands. It's just him in front of it. They try their hardest to like put contraptions and shit like that, but he is the thing that holds this ship, this massive ship back. And the last thing they find when all the rubble clears, and it is at the edge of that fucking precipice right before it gets into the village. When the smoke clears, all they find is melted fucking boots. The worst part about it, there's a little girl in the part of the group. She's one of the villagers. She finds out about him being a young boy, and she's like, "I'm gonna marry you because you're cool and you're funny." And he makes the pinky promise he's gonna marry her and all that. And he's like against it at first, and he comes around at the end. And at the end, when she finds out he dies, she goes ballistic. And for like a minute, that's all you hear.
Oh man, I just saw a picture of his boots.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, I had to. This is back in the day when I had a VCR, and I used to record them off of IFC. And I came home from college that day, and I cut on that episode. I almost threw out my VCR. Like, because I hated that character in the beginning. I hated Kikucho. But yeah, that is a death that will never sit right with me, because it sits right with me, but I hated it because I feel like he deserved to live and to see the fruits of his labor, because out of everybody in the cast, he was the realest one.
That's what's up, man. All right. I mean, everyone else, you guys watching this, there'll be a poll down below. Please check it out. You can let us know what fictional character's death that you still haven't gotten over, and we'll shout it out next episode when we see.
I'm
Again,
not
thank
shouting
you.
out anybody who says Simba or
Yeah, come on now.
Mufasa. Nobody who says Mufasa. Long live the king, motherfucker. And nobody say anything about little girl from Full Metal Alchemist too. We've all been scarred.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not reliving the Full Metal Alchemist. We know exactly. We know the one. The one we're talking about. We're not entertaining that one. We won't mention that one. That's we passed it. Let us heal.
Exactly. Let us heal.
All right. Take care. Yeah. See y'all later. Thank you guys for listening, guys and gals. Dad, appreciate it. Later.
Peace.